My ex-boyfriend ignored me and treated me like a burden, so I broke up with him. Now he is the one begging for me to come back. My boyfriend and I have been together for a very long time. I love him. I do, but I feel sorta unloved. I know once couples become comfortable with each other and live together, the spark or whatever dies, but I don't like feeling like this. I still make an effort. I ask him how his day went. I'm affectionate. I put out, so to speak. A thing that bothers me is when I say something, a lot of the time he ignores me. When I bring it up, he says that he didn't hear me or that he was busy. For example, I'll say, "Did you see there's going to be a strike tomorrow?" And I won't get a reply. I'll wait 10 seconds, still no reply. Then I'll ask, "Hello, did you hear what I said?" And he'll go, or grunt in response. He does this often, just abrupt responses after ignoring me, and me having to repeat myself. I'd understand if he did this if I were talking his ear off, but I'm not even a talkative person. Yet when he talks about anything, I pay attention, respond properly, validate his opinions, and reassure him when he needs me to. Affection-wise, I always give him hugs and kisses. He hardly ever does this anymore without me asking. I compliment him and tell him that he looks handsome. He hasn't complimented me in any shape or form in probably over a year now that I think about it. I still look the same, looks-wise. I haven't gained weight or anything. Not that that's a reason to stop loving someone, but you know how some people are, so I don't know what changed. Our anniversary is in 2 months, and his sister accidentally let it slip that he's going to propose. If it weren't for that, I'd think that we've been together for too long and he's now sick of me. The one time I attempted to kind of bring it up, I opened with, "Do you still like me?" Because sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And he replied with, "If I didn't like you, why would I be here?" I could tell it was going to end up in an argument, so I just let it go after that. Update. So the day after I posted here, I talked to him. I told him that I feel a bit disconnected and I'd like it if he paid more attention to me and talked to me a little more. He just said okay, but I could tell that he wasn't interested. The next day, there was no change, and I was a bit annoyed, so I spoke to him again, but all he said was that he didn't want to talk about it. I said that it was important and that I might want to end things if we can't talk about this. Only then did he pay attention. He said that he ignores me because he's tired, and as far as the affection and attention, he said, "I don't know, things just change, you know?" I explained that I understood all of that, but I needed more, that maybe it was unreasonable for me to want that, and maybe the type of relationship I want doesn't exist, but I would not be happy in this relationship if things stayed this way. He then said he'd try more, that he'd hug me every morning before work, try to respond more when I spoke, and compliment me now and then. I didn't like how it felt like a list of chores he had to do, but at least he was willing to try, so I agreed. By the end of the first week, he already seemed annoyed with the hugging. He'd let out a big sigh, and it seemed like he was doing it begrudgingly. My breaking point happened last weekend when we were getting ready to go to a party. It was his friend's party, and it was a fancy affair, so I had to get dressed up. His niece and her boyfriend were also going, but came to our place because she needed help with her hair. She has gorgeous butt-length hair and wanted to curl it. As soon as her BF saw her after getting ready, he said, "Wow, you look so beautiful. You look like a mermaid," and hugged her. No prompting, no asking, he just did it. That's when my boyfriend called me aside and said, "I guess I have to compliment you now, right?" That was it for me. I told them I was sorry and they should leave, and if, when I felt better, we'd meet them there. As soon as they left, I spoke to him. I said that I was sorry I wasted his time, and I was so sorry that I didn't notice all of this sooner. I said that I appreciate his effort, and even though he was doing what I asked, it was not enough for me. I told him that I was sorry again and that I was ending things. He started freaking out and told me to think about it some more, but I was sure of my choice. He then said that he understands and he's sorry, and asked if I would still go with him to the party as our last night out, and also because he was going to be embarrassed to go alone. I felt bad because I didn't mean to do this on this day, and I didn't want to leave him hanging, so I agreed. Then, in the middle of dinner, he proposed. I was shocked. I didn't want to embarrass him or myself, so I said yes. Everybody was congratulating us, and I was in hell. It all felt so awful, and it was difficult to not start crying out of frustration. In addition to us technically being broken up, he knows I hate being the center of attention in public like that. When we got home, I asked how he could do such a thing. How could he put me in such a terrible position? He said, "I thought maybe proposing would change your mind." I said that it didn't, and I just said yes because it would have been awkward if I hadn't. I gave him the ring back, packed some of my stuff, and left. He was freaking out asking me what he was going to tell everyone, but I told him to say whatever he wants. I was emotionally exhausted and didn't care anymore.